The demon Democrats in the U.S. Senate are trying to create another Patriot Act that will be targeted at U.S. citizens, and they are hiding behind the fact that they're doing it to stop TikTok and communications with other rogue nations that are enemies to our country. But this bill is far more than that. There are punishments of up to 20 years in prison if you, the American citizen, communicate or do business in one of the countries that are listed. And they're not saying that out loudly. They call it the Restrict Act, and boy, they aren't kidding. This is just another notch on the Marxist belt along the road to a communist state. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we expose Big Brother government that wants to take even more of your rights away. So it is being lauded as a bipartisan bill, which you and I both know that in the Senate, that means Democrats and despicable rhinos, okay? They introduced a bill on Tuesday that would give the federal government new powers to restrict and potentially ban technologies coming from China and 5 other nations deemed to be U.S. adversaries. Folks, when they give themselves a new power, aren't they supposed to ask the states to take that power? That's how the Constitution is written. It's supposed to be an amendment. If it's not in the 18 enumerated powers in Article 1, Section 8, then they have to ask us for the permission to take it. Have they done that? I don't think so. But when you hear what's in the bill, you come to realize that Democrat leadership took to heart what conservatives were complaining about when you run the Chinese-run TikTok app and how it spies on users through their phones. And they figured that they could create a bill and make it appear that it's to stop China from spying on you. And then 5 other rogue nations they threw in there. But what I think is really going on is they are allowing legislation to go in that will screw up your life. Liberals, spare me the arguments that the company TikTok is not owned by a Chinese government, because every Chinese company in China is owned by the Chinese government. It's controlled by them. Therefore, they own it. And there are experts who are now saying that they could go after you if you use a VPN. How many of you use a VPN? Okay, the bill in the Senate is known as S-686 or the Restrict Act. These foreign adversaries mentioned in the bill include the People's Republic of China, the Republic of Cuba, the Islamic Republic of Iran, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, North Korea, the Russian Federation, and the Republic of Venezuela. Now, the majority of those the Democrats are friendly with. So why would Joe Biden want to laud this and say that he's proud of what they did in the U.S. Senate? All right, that alone should make your ears tingle. So it sounds pretty reasonable and pretty good, right? Stick around. What the bill entails is any technology device, including modems, routers, mobile and wireless networks, and more, that are used to communicate with these adversaries can ultimately be banned. Now, part of the Restrict Act means that besides banning TikTok on your phone, it also means that the government now has access to your home networks and devices. If that doesn't immediately stun and scare the shit out of you, then I have some wonderful miracle supplements that I would just love to sell you. The bill would give the federal government the power to access data via wireless local networks, cable access points, wireline access points, core networking systems, and more. It also includes any app or platform with over 1 million users, such as internet hosting services, cloud-based storage, and content delivery services. And how much do you want to bet that the Democrats wrote in there that they will exempt the actual internet hosting, cloud-based storage, and content delivery services? Because what they really want to do is use their services and use their networks to spy on you, the American people. Let me ask you this. Do you really think that the multi-billion-dollar tech companies out there that will be affected by this, do you really think that they're not going to send their most ferocious lawyers in court to stop this? Do you? Come on. They're being exempted. We already know through Edward Snowden that the government has been spying on the American people for years already. And now it looks like they're going to give themselves the authority to do it openly and legally. What's important to note here is that the consequences can be enforced by anyone who attempts to bypass a blockade enforced by the U.S. government, whether you know it or not. And those who circumvent the restrictions put in place could face severe penalties, including up to $250,000 in fines and 20 years in prison. And the government won't care if you do so with no intentions of harming anyone or going against your country. So if you're streaming through a VPN service and you're watching media like a movie or a TV show one day that's listed in one of these countries, 20 years in prison. Folks, don't think it wouldn't happen, because the guy that created a meme online back in 2016 saying that Democrats shouldn't wait in line to vote, that they should text in their vote, he was just convicted of a crime for creating a meme. And now I think he's looking at 10 years. Welcome to the communist states of America. Now, the bill does not directly mention VPN usage, but that is likely what they're referring to when they mention penalties for accessing a restricted platform. They don't mean government computers and servers. It's a very vague term that could mean that you are streaming from a server watching movies that are hosted on a server that is in one of those countries listed. Now, millions of Americans already use VPN services. You can't listen to the radio today without hearing an advertisement to join a VPN service. Same thing on TV. And especially after the Snowden movie outlines how the government has used surveillance on U.S. citizens, it's pretty obvious that the general public is now aware that the government has been violating the U.S. Constitution by spying on them for years. Okay, I'm going to leave a link to the story and to the bill in the description. Thank you for watching this video. If you want to support the channel, visit rpwmedia.com. Share our stories with all like-minded people. Share this video, give us a like, and give us some comments. They help. We'll see you in the next one.